Good afternoon. Today is Sunday, October 1st, the first day of October. Where did September go? Where did it go? I don't know. But we have birthdays today. Today is Jesse Robert Garza's birthday. So Jesse, I haven't been seeing any videos from you lately. He's probably just on Instagram now. But Jesse, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jesse. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Michelle Cup, K-U-P, Michelle. I think it's Cup. Yeah, Cup. Michelle, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michelle. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. I know my hair wants to go where it wants to go. It's also Rosemary Lopez's birthday. So Rosemary, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rosemary. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. There it goes again. It wants to do what it wants to do. It's gonna pop back up again. It wants its own YouTube channel. It's also Vicky Baker's birthday. So Vicky, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Vicky. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And that is it. 4 of you have a great birthday today. But if you can also remember, I hope you all have a great birthday. But if you could also remember Ruth Barnett, she's having some surgery tomorrow, and she's requesting some prayers for a successful surgery. So I know I've kept her in my prayers, so I hope you can keep her in your prayers too. It's just so nice to be home. It was so nice being away. It was a beautiful weekend. It was a gorgeous weekend. I got my coat that I found. I was surprised I found a coat. And now it's like 80 degrees today, which is, I'll take the 80 degrees and put the coat to the side, put it on the back of the closet. I don't have a problem with that. But we had a beautiful day in Frankenmuth. We did a little bit of walking around. I had my ice cream cone. I had a double chocolate almond and a waffle cone. It was delicious. And then the room was gorgeous. It was really nice. We did run into a little bit of a problem yesterday. I did get a little snarky, I guess, at the manager. I did tell you about when we went and got the carry out and the locks didn't work, and so we had a problem with the key. Well, then on Saturday, just before we were getting ready to go to the wedding, Jim was getting ready to take a shower and the toilet backed up and we couldn't flush the toilet. It wouldn't flush. So I called down to the desk and I asked them if somebody could send up a plunger, that we would take care of it. If they could just send up a plunger, I would really appreciate it. And they said, oh, definitely, we'll send one right up. We'll be right up there with one. And so Jim's waiting to take a shower. Well, the toilet and the tub were in a separate little room. So he stayed in the other room, and like there's a little, with the sink and the closets and stuff like that. And, he did his shaving. He shaved and he brushed his teeth. He did, all of that good stuff. And then he came and sat down and watched the football game. And now I have to go to the bathroom. He didn't want to take a shower because in case they came while we were in there. So we waited, I would say, at least 45 minutes. So I told Jim, I said, well, I'm just going to go down there and see if I can get a plunger. Because we were going to do it ourselves anyhow. So I go down there to get the plunger. And I had to stand at the desk. And I know they got cameras. And then I looked around and I could see them. There was about 4 or 5 of them sitting in there watching the football game. Okay, it's Saturday. You're going to watch the football game. I don't have a problem with that. So then finally I said, excuse me. And so then she comes over and I said, I called about about a plunger. And she says, oh, didn't anybody come up? And I said, no. And she says, oh, I could have swore I told somebody. And I go, well, maybe you did or maybe you didn't. But anyway, I need a plunger. And so I said, we have no problem doing it ourselves, but there's no plunger in the room. So she says, well, I'll go get the maintenance man. So I followed her down there, and I could see her in the maintenance room. There was no maintenance man. She comes out, and I said, all I want is a plunger. I don't need the maintenance man. I know how to work a plunger. So she says, oh, okay. So she put the plunger in a bag for me, and I brought it up, and then, Jim got the toilet working, and then he got into the shower. And then probably about a half an hour later, the manager calls, and he said, well, yeah, I was just calling to see if the issue was taken care of with your toilet. And I said, well, yeah, we had to go down ourselves after waiting 45 minutes for somebody to bring us a plunger, but I went down myself and got a plunger. He says, oh, so it's all taken care of now. And I said, yeah, we took care of it. And he says, well, okay, well, if you have any other problems, just give me a call and I'll get right on it. And I go, yeah, like you got right on this. I said, I think that we'll take care of anything we need to do on ourselves because obviously you're not much help. And he said, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. He was kind of snarky. And I thought, so we hung up. Then I got in the shower. We took a shower. I had a really good time at the wedding. Oh my gosh, the wedding was, she had told everybody she wanted everybody to be there 30 minutes before the wedding starts, just so that everybody would be there. I think I mentioned this the other day. I like to be on time, but I don't like sitting around a half an hour waiting for you to arrive. I mean, I can understand maybe saying 10 or 15 minutes early, but a half an hour I thought was a little pushy. Just my own opinion. That's just what I thought, but I thought, whatever. So Jim and I had decided we weren't going to they had a shuttle going from both hotels to the church, to the Founders Hall, where the wedding was going to take place at Saginaw Valley, which is where she went to college. And I had my nice new shoes that I had bought, my dress shoes, of which I have not worn dress shoes, and I couldn't since well before the pandemic. I haven't worn dress shoes. I always wear my Hoka tennis shoes or athletic shoes or whatever you want to call them. I had the hardest time walking from the car because it was a little bit of a distance. It's at a college, so you're walking from the parking lot to one of the halls, and I had a hard time keeping them shoes on. They were a little tight when I bought them, so I tried to break them in a little bit around the house. I broke them in a little bit too well because then they were a little bit too big, and so I was like flip-flopping out of them. It was really with great difficulty that I walked to the hall. And then we get in our seats, and we're sitting there, and we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting, and it's like the wedding was supposed to start at 4:30, and it's like 4:45, and I turned to Jim, and I said, now I'm getting upset. I mean, it's like, if the wedding was going to be at 5 o'clock, tell me it's at 5 o'clock. Don't tell me to be here sitting down because we went in about 20 after 4 because, you know, I thought the wedding was going to start. We got to the hall about 10 after 4. And we waited till about 20 after 4 to go inside because we didn't know if it would be air conditioned or not. But we're waiting and we're waiting, and then finally Brianna shows up. And then as usual to weddings, the ring bearer did not want to go down the aisle. You could hear him in the back of the church. No, please don't make me go. It was cute. But finally, I guess the mother was one of the bridesmaids. And so he just walked down with his mom and stood by his mom up on the altar type of thing. But the reason that she was so late was because at the last minute the shuttle service canceled. They just didn't show up. So people that were at the hotel were waiting. So it was understandable, but you think they would have made an announcement or something. But because everybody in the church was like, well, where is she? Who didn't show up? The bride or the groom? Type of thing. It was getting to be like that. But so she was supposed to have a limo bring her and her dad, which was my nephew Bradley, to the church or to the hall. I keep saying to the church, but for the ceremony. And then when they left the reception, the limousine was going to take Brianna and Darius to their hotel where they were staying for their honeymoon. But they canceled that too. So we had to make last minute arrangements because I guess Brad's car is a little small. I had to get a bigger car to fit her with her dress and everything. But it was just gorgeous. It turned out really good. And then one of the bridesmaids, which was my niece's daughter, Lily, one of her flowers or something, she kind of, I don't know what the deal was, but she started choking on it, and she couldn't catch it, and she didn't want to cough and cause a scene, and so she was like, and so she was doing she finally had to leave not the altar, but where they were getting married, to go to the back of the church to get a glass of water because I thought she was going to choke to death. I really did. And then when they handed Darius the ring, it slipped out of his finger and I went rolling across the stage. It was just very light humored. It really was light humored. So then we got to the ceremony and the food was good and the atmosphere was great and I stayed really within my plan. For the appetizers, they had some pot stickers. I had one pot sticker. I had a little piece of 2 little cubes of cheese, and 2 little crackers. I know they're cutting the grass across the street. And I had a Coke. And then for dinner, I had a salad. I had a dinner roll. I had some mashed potatoes and a little bit of macaroni and cheese. I had some roasted summer squash. I had chicken. They had a lemon chicken, but it was a little too done. It was really tough. So I didn't eat the chicken. So, and then I had a piece of wedding cake. So, and I think all in all, I drank water most of the night. So I think all in all, I did pretty good. I really do think I did really well. And then we got back to the room, and probably about 11:30. Jim watched a little bit of football. I started reading my book. I really like this author, Lisa Jackson, but this book is, after she's gone, it is slow. It is really, I'm going to finish it, but I'm having a difficult time with it because I've been reading this for like a week now, and I'm only on page 67. So if you follow my channel, you know that if I'm only on page 67, it's a slow read for me because it's just, I don't know. There's just something about it. I'm just not liking it. But I'm going to finish it. It's not one of the. I have read books that were so bad that I thought I'm not finishing this book. But this one's not that bad. But it's not going to be high on my recommendation list. Christy got me another book from her Book of the Month Club called Firstborn. But we're not reading that yet, so we don't even know what it's about, and we're not even going to discuss it just yet. But that's my next book when I finish this book. Not if, when I finish this book. So I'm really looking forward to getting into a better book because this is not really a good book. And then we had really good traffic going there and coming back. Beautiful weather. This morning when we had breakfast, you think I would have filmed, my whole family was down there. Danny and Brooke and Christy and Aaron and Jimmy and Samantha and Jim and I were having breakfast, and I didn't eat breakfast. I don't eat breakfast in the morning I don't eat breakfast that early, first of all, and I don't eat when I travel. But I never thought to take my camera out. It wasn't until I was standing outside while Jimmy was smoking that I decided to take the camera out. So I did get Jimmy and Samantha. I got a little clip of Jim and I at the wedding last night. And the only complaint that people had at the wedding, and I thought, well, I just miss be me. I don't know. And I understand everybody's point of view. But, I mean, Brianna is 24. I would say 90% of the people there were under 30. Easily 90% of them were under 30. And then they played their music loud. Didn't bother me. They played the X-rated version of all the songs. Didn't bother me. But some of the older people were like grumpy because they didn't play. They should have played a couple slow songs for the older people that would have wanted to get up there, because nobody wants to just sit at a table all night and just sit. You want to get up and dance a little bit. But I'm not a prude, but I can understand, like, they should have had like a more what's the word? Not such an X-rated vocabulary, such an X-rated playlist. They could have had the I'm trying to think of the word. You know what I mean. Uncensored. They could have had the uncensored. I knew it would come to me. I know. Thank you for holding in there and waiting with me. Thank you. I know. You're all screaming at me, and I finally heard you. It's uncensored version, Sandy. Say it. Uncensored version. I finally heard you. Took a minute, but I did hear you. But, yes, they could have played the uncensored version, because it could have offended some people. It really could, because you got a lot of white people out there singing black rapper songs, and it's like... And it's mixed because Darius is black and Brianna is white, so it was like obviously a mixed race group that was at the wedding. But nobody seemed to be offended, at least I wasn't. But there was a couple old fogies there that were complaining that they couldn't get out on the dance floor. And I'm thinking, you same people that are complaining wouldn't be out there anyhow. I know. But it was funny because I was singing along with a Lizzo song, and Jimmy says, "You know this song?" And I go, "Yeah, it's by Lizzo." And he says, "I've never heard it in my life." And I go, "You should have heard it before me." But anyway, we had a good time. We really did have a really good time. So other than that, all I can say is I'm glad to be home. It was the place was comfortable. It really was. The bed I got used to. It was soft, but I got used to it. It wasn't too bad. But all in all, perfect weekend. I texted with Sue at Sue Slims Down, and she's coming to Frankenmuth, I think she said, on the 14th for her birthday. And so we're going to try to make arrangements to meet up, go to either lunch or dinner. I guess her family or kids are bringing her for her birthday. So we're going to see if we can make that happen. And just going to settle in here. I got my Zoom call in a little bit, but I wanted to get on here real quick to let you know I made it home safely. And new month, same me. I'm back on track. I did so well. I had the ice cream cone, no guilt. I had a half of a sandwich and a cup of soup for my dinner that night. I ate a healthy breakfast before I left. Didn't do any snacking. I did really well yesterday. I had a bowl of Rice Krispies for my breakfast in the morning with a banana. And then just before we left, I had an iced tea and a couple crackers and one little ounce of cheese, and the little bit I ate at the wedding. So I'm at it. I'm back at it. I really am. So here's a little clip. I'm going to tell you, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Here's a little clip of Jim and I when we were at the wedding, a little bit of this morning, and that'll do it. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, the first wedding I've been to in a long, long time that Jim did not cry.
Exactly. It's a world record.
It's a world record. He did not cry. I couldn't believe it. But I had to switch my shoes. I had nice dress shoes on, and I can't walk in them. It's been so long since I walked in dress shoes. So thankfully I brought some good regular shoes.
That match your outfit.
That match my outfit. They're black, but they're my black Hokas. But my feet feel so much more comfortable. I'm 73 years old.
Who cares?
Got my man. I don't need to worry about it.
Exactly.
Jimmy and Samantha went through the museum tour. Jim and I just came right to the hall. So, but it was a beautiful wedding.
We're museum pieces.
Yeah, it was late though. They were supposed to start at 4:30. They didn't start till 4:45. Was it the ring bearer that didn't want to come down the aisle?
I think so.
It was the ring bearer didn't want to come down the aisle, so he walked down with his mom. And then the groom dropped the ring on her finger. But here's my dress, and my necklace is all askew. So that's what I look like, and that's what Jim looks like. Okay, I'm slacking on my abilities to be a YouTuber.
Slacking could have got me in a suit. Didn't even get that.
No, I don't think I did. Well, I might have got you in a picture on a suit. I don't know.
We'll insert it here.
We'll insert here.
If I have it. And then there's Jim. Did you sleep any better last night? You should have with all the beer you drank.
I only had 3. Yeah, and then you calling me an alcoholic, basically.
No, you were the one that kept drinking after drink after drink. I liked his first drink. It was, ooh, this is too strong.
Ooh.
You.
Well, no, the first one they did the whole glass just went. Psst. Then they started getting cheap, so yeah. that's why I had.
So he should have got a couple at the beginning, and he would have been better off. But I should have got everybody when we had breakfast, because everybody other than Brooke was down for breakfast.
Yep. Samantha just took off. So, anyway, you got to see Jimmy. That's all that matters, really.
Is that all that matters?
That's all that matters.
And not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, you'll see him on the tag, because he did the tag this month rather.
Yep.
So I'll talk to you guys soon.
If I was any older,
I didn't have it turning on.
I wouldn't be able to pick it up.
It's early. I didn't have it turned on, Jim. You didn't help me.
What?
I didn't have it turned on.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. We
had a whole conversation you guys will never know about.